So it's come to my attention that apparently we are not connecting with the younger generation, right? It's come to my attention that we are not connecting. So I think a rebranding is in order. And I think it should start with some of our lingo. So just as an example here, welcome to the Skivity Garlic Boys, where we have 2 large gyats and a bunch of Riz. We're your hosts, Rizzler number 1 and Rizzler number 2, the Riz Lord, and this one. And you can support us. You can simp for us on patreon.com/@thegarlicboys and give us your phantom tax. How's that sound? Do you think we should continue with that to kind of reach our younger audience?
I think I'm going to put a gun in my mouth. Welcome to the Garlic Boys podcast, where we treat friendship like a good recipe treats garlic. You can never have too much of it. We're your hosts. I'm Connor O'Connor.
Man,
dude, just say your name. I don't know.
I spent so much time and energy coming up with that intro that I don't know.
I'm Carl.
Nah, I'm Matt. Hey, what's up?
Somebody commented on the video I posted. Man, dude forgot his own name.
I mean, it's true. I do often forget my own name.
I want to make fun of you for that, but I sometimes forget how to spell my name.
I sometimes forget how to exist like a normal human being. And I say that being a normal human. Okay, I can't say normal, but you know, being
much normal about us as human beings.
No, yeah, you're right. But like, I was born a human. I was raised a human. You know, it's not like I was taken to the stars, you know, as a young child. I don't know where I was going. I don't know where I was going with that.
I thought you were going to go off on a whole thing, and then I forgot you don't improvise for some reason.
I got the flu, just like everybody else, right? And my brain just isn't working more than normal, which is surprising. I didn't know I could go further into degradation, if you will. Yeah, no, it's been rough. It's been rough the last couple of weeks. The last week. I got it on Monday, right? Like Sunday.
Oh yeah, it's not even been a full week.
It hasn't. It feels like it's been a decade. So on Sunday night, I had like a little tickle in my throat, right?
What was that?
My cat got stuck behind the bed and he's like fighting for his life trying to get out. So sorry. I had a tickle in my throat and I went to work and I was like, I'll be fine. It's just a little tickle. Mia's been sick for the last 3 weeks, but I'll be fine.
There's no correlation between those two facts.
The person that I sleep in the same bed with and live in the same house with like 24/7, there's no way I could get sick from that.
Right.
So yeah, so I got sick. And I got to work, and literally the second I got to work, chills. Like I was already getting chills. I was coughing a little bit.
They were multiplying.
It was so bad, and I had a fever, and that was the night I got assaulted at work.
You got assaulted at work?
Yeah, I got assaulted at work. Right? So the only good part about getting assaulted was my adrenaline was so high that I forgot I was sick. But then after the thing died down and my adrenaline died down, I just like kind of went back to being sick, and it was unfortunate.
Okay, I feel like you're too casually moving on from the fact that you got assaulted at work.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I don't work there anymore. Not because I was assaulted. Don't think I'm a little baby. No, most people wouldn't want to get assaulted at work. Hey, so yeah, no, so we had this one issue. So I was on a dorm with only 2 kids on it, right?
Yeah.
And one of them decides it would be a great idea to break out of his room. No, not break out of his room. We let him out of his room because he had to go to the bathroom. We had an extra staff come down, just so it wasn't me. And so he went out of his room, went to the bathroom, came back, and like didn't want to go in his room. Then he pops open the other kid's door.
Oh no.
First of all, how do you do that? How in a secure facility do you just pop open a door? They figured it out. So they just popped open his door and ran in, tried to wake him up and get him out, outside of his dorm. So that we had 2 children now to deal with. Instead of just one. So we pulled that kid out of the other kid's room and locked the door. We locked the door before he could come out of the room, right?
Did he want to like fight this other kid, or like just wanted a co-conspirator?
No.
Us?
Yeah, they're like BFFs, and they get into crap together all the time.
Gotcha.
Twice now they have kicked the pipes out of the sinks together.
I don't even know how you do that
with your feet. But anyway,
crazy.
So after a long and difficult, arduous process, oh my gosh, do you see my nostrils? This one's like at least a quarter of an inch like wider. I'm so sorry. I got distracted. Why is this nostril so big?
I don't think what a lot of people don't understand. Typically, you don't stare at yourself often. But for at least an hour a week, we have to stare. Well, technically, we're supposed to be looking at the other person while having the conversation. Why did you just get bigger?
Because of the face zooming thing. Because I leaned back here, right? Oh man, this thing sucks. Yeah, I don't know, man. To highlight my nostril, I guess. Back to the story, right?
Most people probably would look at the other person when they have a conversation. Matt and I just look at ourselves for some reason.
I don't know.
We're staring at ourselves for an hour straight most weeks.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It doesn't matter. This is a tangent. Now back to the story.
Yes.
Back to your regularly scheduled news program. So I now had finally got the one kid back into his room, along with 2 of my other staff that were helping me at the time. Right. And then the other kid that got woken up was like, hey, I got to go to the bathroom. And we were like, should we let him? Like, he's been kind of chill with us. He listened to me whenever I told him to, relax and go sit on his bed while we deal with the other kid. Like, I kind of half trust this kid, but also don't, because he's the kid who's thrown chairs at me and urine at me and a bunch of other stuff. So it's like, how do you trust this kid, right? But how do you not trust this kid whenever he does show growth and like, you want to give these kids second chances when
you want to believe the benefit of the doubt. Yeah.
Right. Instead of just believing that they're all dirty criminals,
Whoa.
I mean,
that just felt super aggro for no reason, man.
No, it was just there are people in that facility that have that mindset, and that's
I get it. You've always wanted to be a cop, and
shut up. So we let this kid out. He goes to the bathroom, like gives no indication that he's going to be a jerk, right? And he comes back and it's like, I'm not banging back in. Banging back in is the term that people colloquially use in this facility for some reason. I'm not going back in my room. And we're like, are you kidding me? Like, I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I treated you fairly. Like, I'm doing everything that I could possibly do. I believed in you, man. I tried to guilt trip him a little bit. Didn't work.
You went full Obi-Wan on him, like you were the chosen one.
A little bit.
You're supposed to bring balance to the Force, not leave it in darkness.
So then eventually I said something along the lines of, like, you are on this dorm for a reason. This is like the punishment dorm. You did something bad, so you're going to be on this dorm for a little while you process what you did and, you know, make reparations and whatever. So that's kind of what this dorm is used for.
Yeah.
That's why there's only 2 kids on it. So he got really angry when I said that he was going to be on this dorm for longer if he doesn't, you know, go back into his room. Like, he's going to have that consequence, and that is the consequences of his own actions. And he got so mad to the point where he took his shirt off and started coming at me, right? This kid is always ready to fight every single second of every day. At one point he like took his socks off so he could have good traction on the ground and everything. It was a whole thing. The female staff was like over trying to calm him down, right? I'm standing at the door with the other student who is actively trying to break out from the inside of his room.
Right.
I'm standing at his door making sure he can't get out, and my other coworker is kind of doing both, like kind of just back and forth, you know what I mean? And eventually this kid slaps me, right? Yeah, slaps me pretty hard in the face a few times. And
like how hard? Like Will Smith hard?
Like, yeah, I mean, kind of. He was being held back by a person or two. But yeah, like kind of Will Smith hard. I didn't it in the moment, because I was already heightened adrenaline, I didn't really feel it. Like, it stung afterwards, but I didn't really feel it. You know.
Tough, I got you.
Yeah.
Wait, does your face hurt?
Hold on. I'm wait for it. A Chad Alpha. That's me.
Does your face hurt though?
Only because I fell on it falling for you.
Because it's killing me, dude. Oh, he's ugly. I'm kidding. Yeah. He's the hot one. I'm kidding. I'm the hot one. If you're only listening to this, you've never seen either one of us in person before.
I'm the Mog of this podcast.
Make a Mog. Make
Mog. Yeah, I just closed out of the tab, but it means the better looking of the group.
Sure.
I've been practicing my mewing, you know. Sorry. Anyway,
don't worry, we'll shadow box later, and I'll win.
Sounds good. So then my coworker, to my defense, is like, "Hey, don't hit my friend," and I was like, I might have to tell Connor to step down as best man, man. Like, what the heck?
Wow.
No, I'm kidding.
No, go ahead. Let him have it.
No. So the kid's like, I'll mess you up. He's obviously using a lot more colorful language. He's like, I'll mess you up if she ever lets me go, man. If she ever lets me go, I'm gonna come after you, man. And this
wait, he's threatening to come after you while being held back
by a female staff member who, first of all, I'm not saying anything against females.
Women can do everything. They're so strong. They're the best. I don't. They're great.
Not this one.
Ally.
Not this one. She has very little experience on the floor. She's usually in control, right?
Right.
Like, controlling doors and stuff like that. She did have some experience at the beginning of the facility, but for the most part, she's in control. So she doesn't have to deal with this garbage very often. He's like, I wish she would let you go. Like, you come after me. Like, you will get messed up. And the kid, she let him go. Like, she looked at Logan. She looked at my coworker and she's like, do you want me to let him go? He's like, yeah, let him go. And so
that feels like the opposite of what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, 100%. But he was over it. This kid has been putting us through so much garbage. At one point, he threw a chair at my coworker, hitting him in the face and giving him a gouge like right under his eye that needed stitches. He bit him in the armpit. Yeah, bit him in the armpit, dislocated both of his thumbs. All the while, like, he's throwing punches, but my coworker is trying to restrain him like we are taught, right? This kid's throwing punches, biting, like, not playing fair at all.
How do you attack someone so you dislocate their thumb?
Grab it and yank it back, I guess.
He grabbed his thumbs, that's all he did?
Yeah, I think so. At one point, he grabbed my coworker's head and bashed his head into the wall. Yeah, like, it was pretty scary. And at first, I was holding the door, right, so the other kid didn't get out. And I was like, Missy, this ain't good. Stand here. I don't know what you're doing. Stand here.
You were like, tag me in, coach. I got this.
Yeah. So she stands by the door, and I go and help him. Eventually this kid falls down and he's like, oh, my knee. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't care about your knee right now. So I literally just grabbed his arm and dragged him back to his room. Like, I body dragged him back to his room, left him there and shut the door. And I said, we'll get the nurse in the morning to come on over and look at your knee, but that's about it. It was rough.
That's a classic case of mess around and find out.
Yeah. Like, I have seen staff at this facility I've seen them abuse some of their power, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going to name any staff because that would be terrible of me to do. Yeah, I just left this job, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be like exposing all of their secrets.
We'll do that next week.
Yeah, we'll do that next week. Give it a week to kind of die down. No, I've seen staff do some pretty nasty things to the students. What Logan was doing was everything we were taught to do. This kid was thrashing around, punching. Like, he wasn't doing anything we weren't supposed to do. And he was attempting to like grapple this kid so that the kid wasn't able to throw punches. But this kid is slimy. I like, not physically, like actually oily and slimy. He just like out of arms. Like, you can't hold this kid. I don't know how we eventually did it. And that knee injury, if it was actually an injury, saved our lives, honestly.
Well, at least he'll never FOA again, or Oh no. FAFO again.
What?
FAFO.
What
You're not looking up Gen Z terms anymore? You don't know FAFO?
I was looking up Gen Alpha terms, which is the tab I had open.
Fool around and find out.
Pull around and find out. Gotcha.
Man, that's very Ohio of you, dude.
Uh-huh. You know, it's not as fun when you do it.
I feel that, and I don't like doing it. If I'm
And
fully
why are
honest.
I'm good.
You sure about that?
No, man, I feel like I'm dying, dude. I'm better-ish. I'm better than I was yesterday. And then the day before, you know, like I'm increasingly getting better. But am I 100%? No. I never will be.
What's so strange is it hasn't even been a month yet since I got the flu.
Really?
And it feels like so long ago.
Yeah. It's nasty. Did you have flu A?
Yeah.
So did you have leg pain at all? That you noticed?
I have so much leg pain already.
So I should have said abnormal leg pain, because like you know the leg pain you already deal with. Did you have anything extra? Because
I got the flu when I was at a winter retreat where I was walking around everywhere.
Right.
So
Like, so your legs are already on fire the whole time.
Yeah, there was tons of abnormal leg pain. Like I couldn't pinpoint if it was because of the flu A or because I was forced to do physical exercise and my body was screaming.
So everybody that I've talked to in my family that has had leg pain, like aches and like sharp pains in their legs. I woke up after like the second day of having it, and both my sides, like the sides of my legs, hurt so bad that I could not lay on them. I was unable to lay on them, and I'm a side sleeper, so obviously I got zero sleep that first night. But like I don't know what it is about the sickness, man. My legs hurt, my like everything around my hips, the inside of my hips, the outside of my hips, it all hurts. And on top of that, I'm coughing and mucus and congested and blowing my nose constantly, and I had a fever, chills, constant chills. There, even if I don't have a fever, it's just like if I move, chills, new chills.
It's a symptom. I mean, I think somebody spelled gambit wrong. I don't know. This is a university like newsletter. Oh, this is Harvard Medical School. This is some university's newsletter. It's a question and answer sort of article. And recently I had the flu and was struck by how achy I felt. Why does the flu act that way? It's all about the inflammation that influenza triggers in the body. Flu symptoms run the gamut from fever, sore throat, and headache to fatigue and weakness, but muscle and joint aches are at the heart of the misery and also caused by inflammation. How, like any infection, the flu jolts the immune system to fight off invading germs. While that happens, white blood cells travel through your body, producing antibodies to attack the virus. The combat generates inflammation, leading to you feeling sick, and ironically serving as to prove your body's fighting off the infection.
That word you were looking for was gamut. However,
are you telling me it's never been like running the gambit? It's always running the gamut?
yeah. Gambit, I believe, is like a play, and gamut is the part of the phrase. Anyway,
Oh my god! Because even I'm sorry. This is fully news to me. The definition of is the complete range or scope of something. The example sentence is the whole gamut of human emotion. I thought it was gambit.
Nope.
What?
He is speechless right now,
What?
ladies and gentlemen, completely speechless. I hate that. All of it. Everything you just read. I hate it. It's stupid. And I don't like it because sickness is dumb and it should be eradicated.
Well, there are tons of people that agree with you, and there are others that don't for some reason.
Friggin' psychopath, that's who.
And I'm honestly, I don't want to get into it this week.
Me either. We seem to get into it every week.
It seems hard not to get into it nowadays.
Especially when it's affecting every aspect of our entire lives.
Yes. But it's fine.
I'm fine. We're fine. Oh! Okay. Did you watch Captain America?
Yes, I did.
That's good.
Autumn and I went for our Valentine's Day date.
Really? That's
yeah.
So did Mia and I. Opening weekend, baby.
Yeah. It was great.
Yeah, what a good convo. That was really good.
I enjoyed the movie.
Good.
But I enjoyed something else even more than the movie. Would you like to see it?
Does it have a mouth like the Wolverine bucket did?
No, I didn't get that one.
Dang it.
So you got
the one with the wings on it?
You got the regular popcorn bucket here.
Is it metal?
Yeah, it's metal.
Oh, yeah.
And it's got his design on it and everything.
It's embossed, right?
Yeah.
Sweet.
And it comes with this lid shield.
Yeah.
That really doesn't do anything. It's not even a great lid. Like, it doesn't, like...
Can you throw it?
Yeah. But, like, it doesn't even, like, snap.
It doesn't even snap on as he proceeds to snap.
Apparently it snaps on now. I don't... Been trying to do that for a week now.
And then it comes with?
It comes with this little cup here.
Yeah.
Now you might be saying, how's that a cup? It's empty inside.
Yeah.
But
how do you wash that?
I don't know. I actually still need to wash it. I technically never even watched Wolverine. Anyways,
he likes it dirty.
It's Sam Wilson's wings.
It's a Buzz Lightyear wing pack.
And the wings pop out. And what you do is you pop off the lid you just got on. You take your wing pack and it just slides on the back of your popcorn bucket.
Yeah.
And when you hold it like this, it looks like he's got his wings.
Yeah. That's pretty sweet, bud.
And there's this like lip here on the lid, which I think is so that you can pop it on
the lid
while the wings are on. And there's your Captain America popcorn bucket.
Beautiful. Incredible.
This is gonna make its way into my background here. Probably right here next to the Lego Mjolnir. But that was worth it, and that was fun.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's definitely the coolest part of the movie. No, listen, I liked it. I liked it. Like I know there are people that are like, it's a Hulk sequel without the Hulk. You know, they're finding reasons to complain. They always find reasons to complain. For the record,
I would like to address that complaint specifically.
Okay, go ahead.
America. You do not want to see a Hulk movie. Because a Hulk movie will be incredibly boring. You know how I know?
Yeah.
Because we made 2 of them already, and both of them were bad.
We made 2 of them?
There was the 2002 Ang Lee Hulk, and then there was the Incredible Hulk, and neither one of them were good.
Yeah.
That's why they had to kind of like incorporate it into the MCU and kind of hope that made it better. It wasn't even truly connected. Paramount just has the rights to the Incredible Hulk, sort of like how Sony owns Spider-Man, and Paramount was also the original distributor of the Marvel movies before they became their own studio. Paramount still technically owns the Hulk, though. That's why they can't do their own Hulk movie, but they can use the characters in other movies, such as why Hulk is only in Avengers or in other movies with other characters. Now, another reason I know you don't want to see a Hulk movie is no one watched She-Hulk. Does she have different powers? Yes.
I watched it.
Yeah, but not everyone liked it, which is mainly sexism and racism, but also there's other things going on there. You didn't like that, and everyone was like, "Oh, I hope it doesn't just turn into a CGI punch fest at the end." Well, guess what? If we watched a Hulk movie, that's what it would be.
CGI punch fest, absolutely.
And so you take a character that's a CGI punch fest and put him against a character that can't do that, and it's a more interesting and complex story to where you actually have to see a character overcome something and not just punch somebody until they pass out.
Okay, hold on. You know what I think we should do instead of a CGI punch fest? We should do a stop motion punch fest. So then we do a Hulk movie, right? But every time the Hulk is on screen, it's stop motion.
It takes 20 years to make.
you got I don't know, some Hulk villain that would be used in CGI. We could say Abomination, but he was already used in the original Ed Norton one. So if we did another Hulk villain, right? We'd do stop motion, both of them, right? And it looks like the old Godzilla movies. And I think everybody would go watch that.
They probably would.
I would.
But my point is the Hulk is cool in the comics because you can dynamically show someone punching is great, and it makes good pictures.
Yeah.
It's good in cartoons because you can easily make it look cartoonish and not real, because that's not what you want it to look like. But doing it in live action, no one is ever going to be okay with it. It's probably going to have to be set at night again so the CGI looks somewhat realistic. And there's always going to be people complaining about that. So I think it makes sense to make a story where it's someone who doesn't have superpowers, which is a big thing with this new Captain America, and have him fight a Hulk.
Speaking of, I think one of the best lines in that entire movie, in the whole thing, was, what did he say? Crap. You know, I bring this up and then I forget what he said. He said something along the lines of you know?
You got it. You got it.
No, I don't. I don't remember it. I'm gonna edit this whole part of me not remembering out. Hold on. Wait for it.
Should have taken the serum. Bucky's full of crap.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, so the best line in the entire movie, absolutely, was, I should have taken the I should have taken the serum. Bucky's full of crap.
Do you want to do it again, clean this time?
No, you know, that was good. That was good. Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. That was the first take. I definitely didn't spend 10 minutes on the internet just for Connor to find it before me and tell me the line. It's fine. It's fine. First take.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Yep. Yeah, it's a good movie. The leader very weird CGI, right?
No CGI.
No okay, very weird look then.
Full practical. Are you familiar with the leader as a character, at least in his original design?
I'm familiar with what he kind of looks like. Like I used to have Incredible Hulk comic or coloring books, and the leader would be in there, you know, with the big head. Like it looks like a normal guy, just like kind of like Megamind, but green.
Right, like if you had a Pope hat as a head.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is a bad design.
Yeah,
like it shows his brain getting bigger.
If you want something a more, I guess, realistic, like the MCU tends to do, I say realistic as in like as realistic as a superhero movie could be, but like if you want something a little bit more realistic than some guy with an enlarged cranium, this is kind of the route to go for sure.
And considering the last time they did a guy with a giant head in one of these movies, everyone complained it looked bad. I think this is fine.
Yeah, it would have looked weird transitioned into live action. I agree. But this also looked very weird.
I loved it, mainly because every time it came on screen, Autumn went, "Ew, gross."
Go ahead.
Another thing that I want to rant about, is how many people complained for years that Samuel Stern's the Celestial, like all this stuff was left out in the open. No one knew. Like, it's been 5 years since Marvel dropped this the Celestial, and they haven't done anything about it. Yeah, because they have to make a storyline that works for it. You can't just drop it into any yeah, they did in She-Hulk where there was like a passing reference to it, but like, you tell me if in Miss Marvel it would make sense for them to talk about the Celestial. No, because that story is meant to be enclosed in that area. And like, there's this made sense for why they were focusing on it now. And like, it also doesn't make it Eternals 2 that they're focused on that, because that's not what makes it a sequel.
Yeah. So I think the one piece of discourse along the same lines that I am probably the most infuriated about. I actually made my first social media comment in a very long while, an angry comment, which I shouldn't do, but I did anyway. They made a post about like end credits characters or like small characters that were introduced that Marvel hasn't touched. And like some of them were from this freaking phase, like a movie or two ago. You know what I mean? Like, give them time. Like, I understand. Like, they just, after how many years, brought back characters from the Incredible Hulk from 2008. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes the characters are just not going to be in the universe for a while. And that's okay. Wouldn't you rather them be fleshed out and, you know, if it's a really cool, important character, put little references to them, put little hints to them, and then bring them in again? Like, because one of them was like from the Eternals, the Black Knight was referenced, right? And that would be a really cool character. I think it would be a fun character to bring in, at least briefly. But like, they haven't done anything with that yet. It's like, where are they supposed to put that in? You know what I mean? Like, Secret Wars, I guess, could be a really cool place to kind of bring that in. But like, what does it matter when or where they bring it in? Like, I know they're not just going to drop entire storylines all the dang time. And it was like, the post was like 15 different characters, maybe more.
Right.
I didn't actually count. It was like 15 different references and characters and stuff that they've been teasing. And I'm like, can you give it time? Like, do you have to complain they're not following every single storyline that would take them decades to do?
The most annoying one that I've seen lately is like, they completely abandoned Beast being at the end of the Marvels. It's like, no, they haven't. They just didn't do that movie yet.
Uh-huh.
Because guess what? At the end of Ant-Man, we see Bucky being held in a vice grip. And that's a scene straight out of Captain America Civil War. People didn't say that when there was time in between those two movies coming out. People didn't say, like, oh, they've completely abandoned this character. It's like, well, no, they have a plan for it, and it's going to come out eventually.
Yeah. Like, it's really not, like, media literacy is so dead to some people. Like, do you have any at all? Any at all to understand that it takes time to flesh out and build stories. It takes time. You can't do it in every single movie. Like, even if it's the big bad, they're not going to mention it in every single movie. Do you think that Thanos after Avengers 1 was just completely forgotten? You know what I mean? The next movie, they didn't bring Thanos into the end credits. Oh no, they're not doing Thanos anymore. Like, come on, guys. It's not that hard.
Just because another character uses, like, that's such a common thing in comics. Like, you tell me who you believe Daredevil's most famous villain is?
Kingpin.
Yeah, Kingpin is a Spider-Man villain,
right?
That was co-opted by Daredevil and became a bigger villain for him,
right?
Like, that's such a common thing because comics are about, like, a cohesive storyline in a shared universe. They made General Ross the president. Captain America is Captain America, and so him having an interaction with the president and having a conflict there makes sense as a story. And General Ross is the Red Hulk, so if there's a conflict between them two, he becomes Red Hulk. It makes sense for then Captain America to have to fight the Red Hulk.
Yeah.
And so I just want to say, like, it makes sense. I would also say the big complaint I saw about this movie is there's too much exposition in it. Now, Autumn revealed to me halfway through watching the movie that she had never seen any of the Captain Americas except maybe one. And the only two movies I had ever shown her were Iron Man and Endgame, because we like the extremes of the MCU, apparently.
Right.
So the Sunday after, we decided to watch the first two Captain Americas before the SNL 50th special. And I'm watching the first one, and he's talking to the scientist about the whole process and everything. And it's that scene is just 10 minutes of exposition explaining who Schmidt was and what, like, the whole process is going to be and all of that. But no one complained that there was a large exposition dumps in that. Do you know why? Because you need large exposition dumps, especially in a mystery.
Yep.
Like Captain America 2, The Winter Soldier, favorite MCU movie, second favorite movie of all time. The whole time they're talking to Zola, that is one giant exposition dump.
Yeah.
And it's a crucial and important part of the movie, still an exposition dump. So whenever they go to Sidewinder and he gives them all the information about Stearns, that's just them piecing things together. I think that was a creative way to figure out information.
Yeah.
Like, if you're going to try and find a criminal, talk to a criminal. Cool. That's great.
Yeah, for sure. Listen, there is a thing as too much exposition, right? I don't think this movie had it, but there is a thing as too much.
Right.
Exposition. You can have a movie that's just full of exposition and it's boring. That's fine. This movie did not. Right. However, where was I going with this? However, I would love for them to just make a movie with zero exposition. Just to see what people say, right?
That doesn't explain a thing in the movie.
It doesn't explain anything.
There's no backstory. There's no information about how characters know each other, why they're reacting the way they're reacting.
They're going to put a brand new character on the screen. All brand new characters. A brand new villain, brand new characters. Like never before seen in comics. Nothing, right? They're going to make a brand new character. And they're just going to... I don't know. They're just going to, like, show up to the next place and start fighting somebody for no reason.
Technically, they did that in What If. there was the Native American hero who was
Kahori?
complete. I believe so, but
Kahori?
like she was completely unique to the show.
Yeah,
Never been
yeah.
in a comic or
They
anything.
had exposition with her though.
Well, it was pretty much in like a silent episode. They didn't really talk.
Yeah, but I mean, you could gather what they were doing. I'm saying zero.
Yes, because if you watch the movie, there's context clues in the movie.
I know.
But that's what people. That's what I get. That's what you're saying. But also, like, that's what I don't think these people are getting.
Yeah.
Like, all movies have exposition because there's context clues, and I think we're saying the same thing, and I'm getting upset over nothing.
We are saying the same thing, and I hate you and you and you. Well, not the listeners, but can you tell the other people that I hate them? Thank you.
The biggest thing I think is wrong with this movie is that like there are things that just feel weird about it.
Yeah.
And I think that's from the reshoots, because like obviously if you're listening this far into the discussion, spoilers, but like there's a part where Steve is on the phone, or not Steve, Sam is on the phone talking to Joaquin, and he's just driving his truck, and then he gets attacked out of nowhere. And it's like, well, this pacing feels kind of off. And like, again, I'm going to compare it to Winter Soldier, where Fury gets attacked, but there was build up to that one.
Right.
As you can see, like Fury seeing the cops being weird, trying to figure out why there were so many in the area and stuff like that. This one, he just gets shot at out of nowhere.
Right.
And like the pacing of that fell off.
See, but I kind of like that because he's like Sidewinder is a snake, right? And snakes are very quick. They strike very fast. And he's a really good mercenary, so he probably doesn't want to be caught or have his prey any time to prepare. You know what I mean? Like I kind of liked it. But I see what you're saying. I do.
I don't think it was a perfect movie. There was bad CGI at some points. But I will say the dogfight scene between Joaquin, Sam, and the planes, I think is one of the best bits of CGI we've gotten from Marvel in a while.
Yeah,
it was so straight up. It was beautiful to watch.
Yeah,
it really reminded me of Top Gun Maverick.
For sure.
Have you seen that one?
Nope.
Okay, I recommend it.
Yeah.
I didn't watch Top Gun, and I still understood what was going on, so I don't think you need that as a prerequisite.
Yeah.
It just was brilliant. I think the way they used everything, and like pairing that with the stress that Ross was under, possibility of him hulking out on the boat, and just like the dramatic tension of that, I think it was very well shot in that scene. The CGI of the Red Hulk on top of the White House looked a little rough. Sam standing on the path by the cherry blossoms looked a little bad. The raft inside of it looked wonky. I don't know if that was a set or if that was CGI.
Yeah.
Sidewinder at the base. See, that's the problem I had with that scene, was that the CGI on that looked wonky. And I don't really know why that did. But overall, I think it was a fun movie. Somebody was like, there's only like 4 fights in it. I was like, what? I think there was a few more than 4 fights, and they were spread out decently throughout the movie. And I didn't really have a problem with any of the fights.
Yeah. I thought the fights were nice. I thought they did a really good job with introducing the Red Hulk entirely. And I thought that the medicine thing was like a really cool way, because they even, when what's his name, William Hurt was General Ross.
Yeah.
When he was playing him in Captain America Civil War, he was taking pills then. Like they had this plan for a while to introduce. He's a known character, right?
Yeah.
General Ross, and he is known to turn into the Red Hulk in the comics and stuff. But like, they've had this planned for quite a while. Civil War was a long while ago, comparatively, I guess. So I thought it was, yeah, that's like 10 years. It's like a decade they've had this planned, maybe even longer. But
it came out while we were in high school.
Holy dang. I don't even want to think about that. For some reason, when I was playing the Lego Marvel video, like superheroes video game, for some reason, I thought that the Red Hulk was so much smaller than regular Hulk, right? To me, he was like the angry fire guy from Inside Out, right?
Anger.
Yeah. Like short and like really angry. He was not. They made him because even in the game he's not any smaller than regular Hulk. Now that I'm looking at it.
That I think is because Lego, like, they use the same mold for both of them, except for their hair pieces and everything.
Right.
But also in the comics, I mean, the Red Hulk is pretty big, but he doesn't get as big as Hulk does. Yeah. Because the angrier Hulk gets, the stronger he gets.
Right.
But with Red Hulk, the angrier he gets,
the hotter
he does get some strength boost, but like he gets hotter. Yeah. And he can be like radioactive gamma heat.
Yeah.
Which is sick.
Yeah, no, that would be fun to explore, but I don't think they're going to be using Red Hulk anymore. I mean, they might. Who knows? But Harrison Ford is very old.
Yeah, and I don't think they can keep putting him in scenarios where he has to try and fight.
Yeah. I mean, if they really need another Hulk character, to fight, some Dr. Doom, I don't know.
Well, they could always make Betty the Red She-Hulk.
Does she become the Red She-Hulk in the comics?
Yeah.
No way. That's interesting. Why red? I don't think we have enough time to continue discussing this, but why did they turn red?
I don't know. Why is
like maybe it was just a comic thing to distinguish. I just didn't know if they gave a comic explanation.
Doesn't really give a reason that I can tell. At least on the Wikipedia. The only like consensus answer I can find is that it's because of it's a mixture of cosmic rays and gamma radiation.
Okay.
Gave him the red hue. I mean, Hulk, I think the Red Hulk was like supposed to be there was something in the MCU of them trying to like recreate the Captain America serum. And I think that's what gave Hulk his powers in the MCU. I'm not exactly sure.
That's exactly what it was. I just rewatched the Hulk.
2:30 in the morning, and I can't think right now.
We're in a warehouse, and it's just it's a disaster.
I'm in a van down by the river. We'll talk about SNL 50th next week. That was wild.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about it. I didn't watch it. So,
but for now, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. If you want more from us, you can follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Threads, and Facebook. I think those are the only social medias we have right now to watch clips and updates about when we post. If you want to support the channel monetarily, you can head over to our Patreon, patreon.com/@thegarlicboys. $3 a month is just our basic support membership. $10 a month gets you access to our bonus actions, which is our after show for TGB One Shots, which is our other podcast that we have, which we're in the midst of recording season 2 now. We're trying to get a backlog of episodes so we can get that out for you and be able to make sure we have a consistent schedule. So just keep a lookout on our socials for when that is going to be posting. You can head over to youtube.com/@thegarlicboys to watch video versions of this podcast and of the Clever Boy Quiz the Show, which is another podcast that we have. And you can go over to redbubble.com/ and search up the Garlic Boys to find designs by Matt and I over there, including the one I made on last week's show, which I'm finalizing getting put up soon. Matt, do you have a supplementary mom report for this week?
Does Betty Ross ever have kids?
Oh, no.
All right, Betty Ross. I don't know. Well, maybe someday if she doesn't. Little Hulk.
I was gonna do her mom, Faith Lee Ross.
There you go. The whole Ross family, except for the dirtbag father.
Gang. Matt, do you have any final thoughts for this week?
Don't forget that Phantom Tax, and remember, as always, stay skibbity.
Stay garlicky. I just don't know why you can't legit act your age.
Because
that's not an answer for the listeners.
Close enough.